In this extra review, we're going to do number 1 together, and then you're going to do number 2 on your own. They're both really similar. In number 1, a four-sided die is rolled once. The outcome is noted. Then a fair-sided coin is tossed. In A, you want to write the sample space in roster form, and then state how many elements are in our sample space. So roster form, all that is we named our sample space S. You put your equal sign, and then a squiggle bracket. Okay. And you have to pay close attention to what's happening. We are first rolling a die, and then we are flipping a coin. And so there should be 2 things with each element. So first, we are rolling a fair-sided die. So we could have a 1. Our die can land on a 1. And then our coin, when we flip it, can land on a heads. So when you have 2 things happening in an event, you're going to have kind of 2 outcomes with each element in your sample space. So that's 1 outcome, a 1 and a heads. Okay. You could land on a 2 and then a heads. You could land on a 3 and then a heads. You could land on a 4 and then a heads. You have to stop at 4 because we only have a 4-sided die. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not going to have a 5 and then a heads because that's not a possibility. Well, you're going to kind of repeat that same pattern, but with landing on tails. So you can land on a 1 and then a tail, a 2 and then a tail, a 3 and then a tail, a 4 and then a tail. Roster. That's not. Focus on just writing the sample space, not necessarily the squiggle bracket. So there's your sample space. Those are all the possible outcomes. And the total possible outcomes, if you go through and count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. No, that's not very good. Each parenthesis is an outcome. Okay? Well, if you look at B, it says let E be the event of rolling an even number and landing on heads. Right, set E in roster form. So same thing. This is just what we call a subset. So we're going to look at our sample space and find all the ones that fit that description of E, heads, or even, and heads. So 2 is an even number and you landed on heads. 4 is an even number and you landed on heads. And that's it, because all the other even numbers, you're landing on tails. So this one you're landing on tails, and this one you're landing on tails, so you can't use that one. So the ones we circled, we're going to go ahead and write in set E. And that's all you have to do. Just look at your sample space and write the ones that fit that description. And that would be set E. And then if we look at C, it says find a probability of each. Whenever you have this P with a thing, something in the parentheses, written like that, that just means probability of getting something that falls in set E. So we're going to start with our fraction. The total amount for how many outcomes are in our sample space always goes in the bottom. So we said there were 8 total from A. Then what you need to do is find out, well, how many are in set E? There's 1, 2 outcomes that are in set E. Simplify the fraction. 2 over 8 simplifies down to 1/4. And 1/4 as a decimal is 0.25. And the last one, D, it says find the probability of not getting set E. Whenever you see this not, and that just means complement. So anything that did not fit in set E, that's what we're trying to find the probability of. And there's a shortcut. Whenever you see the word not, all you're doing is you're subtracting the probability of getting E from 1. So we found the probability in fraction form of getting E is 1/4. So we would do 1 minus 1/4. 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4, and 3/4 as a decimal point. So whenever you see not, take the probability of getting that, subtract it from 1, and that would give you the probability of not getting. Go ahead, try number 2 on your